Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Firefly Tarot. We're going to be doing our weekly guidance reading. I still don't know if I'm going to be doing an April or like the monthly reading, only because I kind of feel like it might be an overlap, but I will see what I end up doing for that. So this is the energy oracle plus the crystals. So I'm back to using the crystals for a moment, and we're going to take a look into the predictions and guidance for this week, first in your energy and how things will be going just internally, and then if I see any obvious events for this week, that's what I'll be pulling out with the second tarot deck. Okay, so here we have group number 1, the amethyst. Group number 2 is the aquamarine. Group number 3 is the carnelian. This is the raw carnelian. And group number 4 is the black tourmaline. Okay, so as always, just please only watch this if it truly calls to you. If not this video, then I have many other pick a cards to choose from. Of course, this is a general reading. If you'd like a personal reading, the info for that is below. So take as much time as you need, and whenever you are ready, I will see you at your reading. Hey everyone, this is the reading for those of you who chose group number 1, which is the amethyst. So let's just see first how you will be doing, how your energy will be this week. Spirit, this reading is for group number 1, amethyst. Please and thank you. Can we just have their energy, how they'll be doing this week? Sorry, that shuffle was not good. Okay, Spirit, do you have a starting message for group number 1? Okay, so we have here anxiety. I wonder if this is something that is already obvious to you, you know? Maybe you're coming into this reading already feeling a bit of that anxiety. Others of you, obviously, it could come through because of something else, or it could even just be like a fluctuating thing. So let's see. So group 1 already were really met with quite an interesting starting message. Remember, this is just self. This is, I separate the categories. So this is just something that you're dealing with internally. If it resonates, okay, so let's break it down. I feel like many of you could be struggling this week specifically because you're actually undergoing a spiritual shift. We have 7 chakra here, and then we have the book. It kind of looks like sacred knowledge, the archangel, of course. And it looks like this specific anxiety, and this is for most of you. Others of you, you know, it could be because of a direct situational thing. But if you're feeling anxiety and you're really just not sure where this is coming from, I think that many of you, it is coming from a deeper subconscious place, but also something honestly within the 5D too. It's kind of coming from both directions. I think there's this deep-seated anxiety and fear that, again, it probably will feel unexplainable and kind of even different than the typical anxiety you might feel. And one reason is because of the intense spiritual shift that you're probably already going through. And I will get more information on that. And it's just, this might honestly be new territory for many of you, okay? Meaning you've never really had to deal with this specific type of anxiety before, because you may not have ever really encountered a shift as powerful as this one. This could really be saying that there's, to the degree where you might have to be facing a lot of leftover negative energy, residual traumas, even ones that you've already healed. This is a sort of like an upheaval of energy. It's kind of like, I'm really getting like a vision of like this mudslide or avalanche, you know what I mean? So it is going to be intense, but don't worry. There is a reason for this. It's because once you get through all of that, it's like you get over that hump. This is for the purpose of ultimately cleansing you from that energy. So if this was the buildup, the sort of like the accumulation of a lot of negativity or this difficulty over the course of your life, actually, I do feel that now and into the near future, this I am thinking will no longer be a problem. I mean, I hesitated to say that only because I know it's different for everyone, but I feel like for the majority of you, it is going to be, you're going to be entering a completely different territory with your own with your own growth. So let's keep getting some messages for that. This really is a huge deal. That's why I'm struggling to give the message here. Appreciation, yeah. So you will get through this, okay? It's scary when we don't know what's going on. So I actually really hope that this message helps, because at least we can understand what the heck, we're going through. So we have the appreciation card. This does feel like within the close future, there is going to be this complete turnaround, this complete shift in how you're feeling. So we're feeling, we're feeling peaceful. We're feeling grateful. We're feeling the warmth again. And there's also this notion of growth as well. And I will share with you a visual that I literally right before I started filming this, I saw it and I used it myself. So I'll give it to you because it really helped me. It really gave me a sense of comfort. So instead of, let's say, having to deal with this darkness and coldness on your own, try to visualize your heart space, your heart chakra. And then this is what I did. I visualized that a seed of light from the divine forces and the universe was being planted within my heart space. And then it was glowing bright just as the seed. And then rapidly and instantly it bloomed, and then it began to flourish, and then pretty much overtake the entire aura. And it's like a glittering, purifying and cleansing white light or golden light, very warm, comforting, loving, all of that. And then just protecting you all around your being. But the point of this visualization is to know that you can grow new light, grow new warmth, and that you are not alone. Okay, so I don't know if that's helpful, but I often do this type of energy healing work. If you're interested more in doing energy healing, I do have a how-to in that in my description boxes. I've had it for a while. What else for this week? Please and thank you. So yes, again, we have confirmation here. This healing, it will pretty much be instant and up until this point right here, but it's going to continue as well. It is going to continue into the coming months, especially April. I feel like it will be really great for you guys. You can see the healing, the warmth, the golden light. Wow, actually, I just talked about that golden light at the heart space. There it is. Okay, and then just this overall balance. So again, even though it's difficult, this is going to come with, it will be worth the difficulty, because you're going to see an enhancement of your abilities starting this week, starting with that anxiety. Okay. But of course, if you feel like your anxiety is because of something else, take a look at that, deal with whatever you have to deal with. Or if you feel like it's something even in your intuition, continue to trust that, continue to trust your own intuition. But this could be for many of you that it's just unexplained. Okay, so we're looking really good. So anything else just for this particular week, and then we'll look into your outer world. So this one, the thinking man, this does feel like your energy, you are having clear mind, probably by the end of this week. They said something about Friday being specific to coming up with either clarity, answers, new ideas, creative ideas, inspiration, or a plan of action going forward. Okay, so any of these things can be relevant. So total turnaround. That's what I figured. We have a rough start usually, but it does, energy tends to balance itself out. So that's what we're seeing. Okay, for this week, for your energy. Now for the next portion, let's see if I can get some clear messages for your outer world, just events, conversations, maybe. Spirit, now I'm moving forward into just this week. What energies are coming towards them in their outer world? Is there some event, energy, conversation, person we need to be aware of? It does look like initially it's quite difficult, probably for the reason I already explained with that anxiety card being first in line. So therefore your environment, or I'm not sure which one causes which one, but it does feel like at first it's difficult. It feels cold. It feels like you're, kind of reaching out for help in some ways, maybe not actually verbally, but like you're at least your energy is kind of wanting that help and you're feeling quite stuck. Let's see if in your environmental sense too, but let's see if it shifts as we did see. It does shift. This is Wednesday energy, I believe they said. I'm posting this pretty late on Monday night, Eastern time at least. So this is shifting probably by Wednesday, like right when you wake up, kind of a thing. I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna match with like the weather or something like that. But yeah, the Ace of Wands is already showing us, look, there's like a little gap of energy here too. So we have freedom, we have uplifted mood, energy, mindset, everything. Okay. Then let's take a look at what the Ace of Wands is bringing with your outer world, because let's see how it kind of translates. Maybe this has something to do with, I don't know if it's like a decision you're making. Yeah, I do think it has to do with a decision that you are going to be making that will make you feel this way, or you'll have already made it and it'll make you feel this way in terms of the results. Like, so it's like elation and joy. And then this could have been something that you were stuck on for a while. And in this context of what we're seeing, the Seven of Swords could be talking about a strategic exit away from something, or some steps that you're taking away from something. Or let me see, what's this have to do with? Some of you, I'll say flat out, it could be work. It could be something relating to work. If you're not working right now, this could be something of a group mentality, or something having to do with other people and something that requires effort. Okay, so it does seem like you're either finding a way out of some of that negativity, or you're just kind of rethinking the way that you were doing things so that it will be easier for you. So what is the advice and outcome of this particular event or energy here? So it's pretty much exactly the same thing. This is all wrapping up in a way where I think it's coinciding. We have the Fool, and then the Ace is also a new beginning card. So as far as I can tell, the shift happens and starts to happen on Wednesday. And the Fool card is actually up to you. There's no date or day on this, because this is when you decide to do this. Remember, you're planning your exit, or you're planning some different kind of strategy. You're making that decision, and I feel pretty much for all of you that you will take a step in the way of your freedom. Okay, freedom or a new beginning. So it kind of obviously depends on the context. So that is what's, I think, the result for pretty much all of you. And you'll know, you'll either be following your intuition, or you'll be following some of the guidance from the divine. What else do we need to know for this week? And events, conversations, people. So we have Ace of Swords, yet another ace. So this probably is a little bit towards mid to end of the week. So what's the Ace of Swords speaking about? Is this a conversation? Answers. Okay, so this one is going to be a theme. This is not a specific event to happen, because it's going to be different circumstances. But the theme of what I am seeing is something that you're going to be really satisfied with the results. There's going to be wish fulfillment. Others of you, there could be some direct healing and or reconciliation. But again, that highly depends on what or who you're dealing with. Nine of Cups does show joy, wish fulfillment, satisfaction with something or even someone. And then Temperance, this means any kind of balance, healing, or again, if it resonates, reconciliation. Now, the way that the Ace of Swords plays into that just depends on the context. So if you have been waiting to, for example, talk to someone or talk about something, and it needed to be resolved, that should be happening towards the end of the week. Okay. If it's not a direct conversation or anything like that with communication, this also could be clarity. This also could be receiving answers to something, something to that effect. Something that, as you can see, probably did cause some kind of either stress or even harm earlier in the week, or even prior to that. So what's this? Can we know more about that? So this, only for if it resonates, it does look like the Three of Swords sort of stress. for some of you, you're dealing with yourself and something that you are worried about, but others of you, it's really clear that this is someone outside of yourself, a masculine energy here, someone, it doesn't exactly say who it is, but this is someone outside of yourself where they kind of even said that someone was waiting for something. And what is the advice here? The advice is really, really simple in theory. They're asking you to think about what's fair and what's balanced. The good news is that you don't really have to think too hard about this because that was already going to be happening in some way. Is there any other event or advice that they need to be aware of, please, for this week? Thank you. I think that is it, group one. Everything is moving forward, both with your efforts and your clarity, but it's also moving forward because it's just time. This is within the alignment of your spiritual path and within, you know, the divine and the universal forces. So you just have to keep going in sequence with this energy. You know, you are collaborating with your guides and they are collaborating with you as well. So I think as a final thing, I'm going to get just one of these oracle cards here. Any final advice or word for group one? We have safety. I feel like they're saying you are safe. Remember that your first card, again, was that high anxiety and coldness card like we see here and feeling stuck, but they're trying to remind you, you are safe. I know it doesn't feel like that, and I know it doesn't look like that always, but they're trying to remind you, this is your guides, the divine, the universe trying to say to you that you are safe. It says on the bottom, safety is the foundation of life. Cherish the calm moments. I mean, if you can cherish the calm moments of this week at any point, you know, please do that. And if you want to try to create them through whether it's meditation, spending time with nature, whatever it might be, or the visualization I mentioned. So yeah, that's the final, I think, advice there. Okay, so group one, please do let me know if this ended up resonating or helping. I hope that it did. And if anything, I have other pick of cards you can check out. If you'd like a personal reading, the link is below. But thank you guys so much as always. Feel free to engage with the video to help my channel grow. And thank you in advance if so. Okay, sending you guys blessings. And I will see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye. Hey everyone, this is the reading for those of you who chose group number 2, which is the aquamarine. So let's take a look into just your energy and how you'll be doing, and then we'll get the outer world energy. Spirit, this reading is for group 2. Please and thank you, aquamarine. Do you have a starting message? This is the energy oracle. Spirit, do you have a starting message, please, for our group number 2? Okay, we have here Magician and the Mirror. Really, really interesting starting card. A lot going on here. I just wanted to say preemptively, because I can already see this pattern here. I have been saying for a little while, if you guys have caught the little pieces of it, of what I've said, I feel that April is a huge shift for the collective, or it will be, in terms of downloads and shifts and awakenings, all kinds of things like that. And I can see that here for you guys. And I'm telling you this because group number 1 also had a similar, not this card, but they had a similar message, and that is us as the collective. We are shifting and growing. So this week, this is going to go kind of back and forth for some of you, okay? So please take what resonates here. I do feel like for some of you, you are going to be truly embracing your power this week if you already have come to that point, right? Where you do believe in yourself, you are confident within things, you do have, let's say, a healthy relationship with yourself as well. Now, for others of you, if you feel like you're not quite there yet, I do still feel that you're going to be acknowledging and feeling more of your power coming through, and I'll get more on that. But you're going to feel quite hesitant in many different ways. In fact, you're going to be doubting that the power is coming from you, or that you're capable of this, or that things are working out for you. So that doubt could be a thing, okay? So do you see how it depends on where you are in things? That's what I felt from the mirror, okay? So this is almost going to be like a self-reflective week. So depending on your personal perspective right now, this energy is going to be expressed differently. So that's why I thought it was a very interesting starting message. Either way, it's going to be a powerful week internally. So here I'm still feeling a bit of the same message because of the visual of the scales. So there is something having to do with coming into a new and better balance this week. Probably you'll be feeling it by the time you're watching this, because I felt like Tuesday morning-ish was going to be relevant to when you were going to be feeling this new thing. To me, balance comes with peace, although everyone here could have a different experience with it. But for me, it feels like peace of mind, clarity of mind, kind of feeling more present, just more centered, you know? So however you typically tend to feel peaceful, that's how you're going to be experiencing it this week. Wow. Okay. Door to value. Okay, so remember, this is the internal, but we'll see the external next. This is the doors opening for you in so many different ways. So this is only the beginning. This is not just one door opening with a one-time opportunity, with prosperity coming through here. This is the door of yourself, whether it's your heart space or your mind and ideas, your soul itself, or your path ahead, right? This is that inner door opening up, like, basically indefinitely, you know, for I can't even put a number on it, but countless opportunities from now and into the future, depending on what it is that you're wanting, of course, because you're kind of directing this energy flow. So yeah, this is the energy of prosperity itself, positive energy. There's light, there's all kinds of abundance coming through here. And the card that almost wanted to come out was cornucopia. So yeah, I don't know if maybe you're just not sure of what you want to do with this energy. Well, I kind of received my answer here. The way that you're going to direct this energy, I feel, I'm guessing, is going to be based off of this. This is the broken heart card to show, I think, what you've been struggling with the most. So you're going to take that one thing, the one thing that has either been holding you back or hurting you the most in your life, whether it's internally or externally. And you're going to be taking this newfound energy and balance and peace, and you're going to be directing everything forward in order to heal this, but not only to heal this, but to conquer it and to create completely new parts of yourself. Couldn't help but notice the victory card on the bottom. So this is really, it's extremely high powered. So if you are one to focus better, if you're only having one task at a time, I see that happening here. If you feel like you always want to do multiple things at a time, but it doesn't work for you, this is actually advising you to just focus on the one thing at a time, and kind of let go of some other things in the meanwhile. But that's just the advice. Anything else about self this week? Okay, storm warning, obviously flipping around, but I don't really do reversals. So this is showing us that something is going to be stirring within yourself. I don't know if it's because of this. It's almost like that feeling of, it feels like this is too much positive, or it's too good to be true, or we're opening something so intense that other stuff has to kind of clear its way out. Any of these could be a possibility. So what is the storm warning card? I am going to compare just for a second here. In group one, they did receive a similar message. I don't think they didn't get this card. They actually got a different card, but the energy was the same. And I will tell you guys pretty much a similar message, that I do feel that something has to exit your system in order to make space for all of this prosperity. So that's what I think. I do think that, when it comes to energy healing, it kind of is like we're clearing out that closet. All kinds of different crazy things can happen when we're adjusting everything. So perhaps you are clearing out your inner waters, reservoirs of this type of energy, which it could be trauma energy. It could be any kind of negative energy that is very intense. Now, again, I don't know what it is about but you in group one, really similar messages, oddly enough, different cards, because they got the card that said safety, but you got the protector guardian archangel. So interesting. And then you also got first chakra. So they're trying to tell you as well that you are safe. And well, to be more specific, you are protected. That's what they're saying, and that's why you are safe. So I'm not going to downplay this here. It probably will be a bit of an intense week internally. Nothing you can't handle, and that's always true. But it's a lot. It's a lot. So this door to value one is the high point of this week internally. But if you do feel kind of like a bit all over the place, that's okay. That's kind of the point here. We're getting to this balance. Remember, you're doubly protected here with this balance combo right there. Final advice for this week of self, and then we'll get the outer world. Well, I mean, probably it's a great idea for you guys in particular to work with the archangels or your spirit guides, because we have fifth chakra archangel Gabriel, and whereas Archangel Michael can help to protect you, Archangel Gabriel, I feel like, is he for dealing with fear, I think. I could be wrong though. So that might be a good idea to extra lean on your guides and angels and, you know, the higher forces. In particular this week. I feel like that's just additionally needed, I'll say, this week. So in terms of the outer world, let us see what we can gather specifically for you. Spirit, moving forward into just this week, what energies are coming towards them in their outer world, whether it's an event, a conversation, something with another person. You have here the Hanged Man. I don't know if you're already hanging in some way, kind of waiting on something. And then we have the Sun. Maybe something did feel like it was hanging, but then that was brought to a conclusion or an end, and you found out what the result was. So what's going on here? What's the conclusion here? Because it's a little mixed, honestly. So here's the thing, group 2. This is going to highly depend on your circumstances, because I am seeing some kind of potential conversation, or even I'll just say communication, with the Queen of Swords, okay? I'm not sure who this is for you, but I do see that this communication is going to be coming in soon, this week. I was a little confused because I got the Sun card, but I also got the Ten of Swords. So, I mean, there's a million ways I could interpret this. Very confusing. What is the outcome for most of group 2? Or is it a split? It might be a split. Let's see. So on the one hand, an outcome means that you'll get the Sun card, and this communication is confirming that you're going to be starting in a new and positive direction. That'll make you very happy. That is assuming that you were waiting on some news. Now, for others of you, I'm going to guess that the Ten of Swords is, well, not to say the opposite, but it is in terms of the numbers. We have an ace, which is a new beginning. The 10 is an ending. So let's see what's going on with the 10. So the death card could be suggesting that something is coming to an ending of a cycle. So for you guys, if you feel like the Sun and the Ace one, if you just feel in your intuition that this is what's going to happen, I will leave that there. But for the rest of you guys, just for a second, I am going to have to break this down because this is important. So we have here Queen of Swords, and we just I'll call it the half of you guys. Just bear with me. The Queen of Swords and the Eight of Wands is showing that the conversation is happening. Spirit, for this half of our group 2, please, can you tell us what is going on with this conversation into this week? Okay, I'm still kind of getting a little bit of a confusing message, but all I can really gather here is that the Queen of Swords, for this half of you guys, the Queen of Swords this week, and quite soon, next couple days or so, is going to be making some sort of decision or announcement about someone moving forward. I just cannot see if it's you or someone else. In fact, it could be this person, right? So someone here is moving forward or taking charge or kind of like just making that decision in some way, but I feel that this decision is going to impact the other people on the other side of it. Okay, so if you fall into this category, the truth is that this is going to be really an up and down sort of a message. So what is the best advice? The best advice and the only advice that we can do here, because this outcome cannot be trusted. I mean, like, this is way too unstable to tell. And because it's going to be specific to each of you. Here's the only advice I see. The Empress is you, and you have to remind yourself and really stand tall in your power and your boundaries this week, no matter what this person says. Because on the one hand, someone here could be trying to be like egotistical and take charge of something, and if in a way that's unfair, okay? Or they could be trying to impose that burden onto somebody else even. So whatever is the case, I do feel that Queen of Swords has some type of authority or some type of sort of like power to make a decision here, and it is going to affect the other people involved, including you, if that resonates. So whatever you know to be fair in the situation, take charge if you can, at least in a way of setting your boundary with that, okay? Now, like I said, the other half of you guys don't have to worry about that at all, because it's a different scenario entirely. So we had a split right down the middle there, and that was really tough. Very confusing. Otherwise, the rest of it, I do see expansion and kind of just like moving on away from this sort of energy here, and you are regaining your sense of grounding. So you're gonna separate yourself, I feel. If you think that something unfair happened or has been announced, I see you separating yourself from that, okay? So obviously that could relate to work. If it's something with even family, I just see that you're stepping away from something that you just, you know, not to say you were disappointed by it, but you just feel like something was imbalanced or unfair. Any other clear messages for this week? I know that was really kind of tough. Page of Pentacles. There's going to be a really nice opportunity for you. But I got this impression that this was a little bit kind of hidden. Kind of like in the background, if you will. But the only hint I got for this was that Thursday you're going to get wind of something, almost like a hint. But it's going to be quite hard to catch. So whether someone said something in passing, or maybe you just happened to kind of your eye browsed some article or email or text or something like that, and you didn't really pay too much attention to it, that opportunity is going to grow for the future. You're not going to notice it this week, I don't think. But as we head into the following weeks, and especially the month of April, this is going to be in its full potential. So this is either a job or financial opportunity, or it's something having to do with like whatever way you express yourself through hard work, like your work ethic, or basically like a project, okay, whether it's a personal or career project. Okay, so that is coming up, I believe, Thursday for a majority of you. If not, it's off by like a day, I would say. But this is a subtle hint, and it's gonna graze you, and it's not gonna be obvious, but it might resonate if you watch this video like maybe like after a few weeks or something. Final messages for group 2. That's pretty much it. Your guides are reminding you that you are doing the right things. Just keep moving forward, keep up with your persistence. Concerning what we just saw, like, we of course cannot control certain outcomes, and sometimes it's not what we wanted, but in the grand scheme of things, you can still trust that it is unfolding as it needs to, for sure, okay? It is heavy, but again, nothing you cannot handle. Just like they said one more time, keep up with your persistence. We see you, we see your efforts. Final card here. Strength, absolutely. That's you guys. Your inner strength is boundless. Unleash it. So you have a lot of integrity at the heart space. And again, if you were dealing with either other people or someone at work or in your personal life, you have a lot of integrity. And I feel like no matter what that person was trying to do, if it wasn't quite fair, you're going to come out on top of the mountain regardless of what that was, okay? So group 2, little tricky for me, but I hope that I delivered this the right way. So if anything, you know, you can always check out any of my other pick of cards that resonate with you. And if you'd like a personal reading, the info is below. But thank you guys so very much for watching, and let me know how things go. Feel free to engage with the video to help the growth of the channel. Thank you so much in advance, and sending you many blessings. I will see you guys next time, okay? Take care. Bye-bye. Hey everyone, this is the reading for those of you who chose group number 3, which is the carnelian. So let's take a look first into your energy. This is the energy oracle, and then we'll get the outer world. Spirit, this reading is for group 3. Please and thank you, carnelian. What is your first message, please, for group number 3 concerning their energy, how they'll be doing? Okay, quite obviously flipped in the reverse, but, you know, these days I don't even know if I should take them or not. But whatever is the case, we do see this whole thing about broken heart, and I am feeling like you are and have been trying to mend something. I think I said it in past pick of cards recently that April is huge for the collective. I mean, at least from what I can observe. And a few people in astrology background, they did confirm that is the case, that April has some significance with the collective energy. I've been seeing it all around, okay? So healing and shifts and downloads and awakenings. I've been noticing it with like everybody. So that is what I think you're trying to do, is you're trying to mend specifically something with either your broken heart or something, yeah, emotionally, just anything at all that you've been struggling with emotionally or spiritually. And I am seeing ultimately you having success. Let's just see more of the journey there. Look at that. Oh my gosh. I mean, it couldn't be more perfect. Look, we have broken heart right next to angel of love. I mean, that's quite wonderful. I feel like you guys are going to be receiving divine help this week. It could be the whole week because I didn't really get a day, but it is going to start pretty much when you watch this video, I guess, or like even a little before that. You're having divine help, okay? I did mention a visualization. I'm assuming it was in group 1, and I'll share it with you guys too, because it's literally, it was about the heart. So if you want to do visualizations for energy healing, I do have a video for that in my description boxes. You can see the whole thing. It helps. You can just visualize yourself receiving divine love, pouring into your heart chakra. In my case, I said to visualize a golden seed of light being planted into your heart space, and then when it's ready, it blooms and it flourishes and it protects your entire being, and it just fills you with this golden light of love. So if you like visualization, I invite you to try that or something like it, and I feel like it'll really help. I feel like that's what's happening to you regardless, because the angel of love is here to gift you with that love. Okay, now we have contract. There is something for you guys I'm feeling you're going to be seeing, because I was drawn more to the blindfold here. I am drawn to the books. I feel like this week you're going to be seeing slowly something. It could either be about yourself or anything at all that was previously blocked or blindfolded. And it is going to differ for all of you, because for each of you it could be a totally different thing. But let's see if I can get at least a hint. Okay. This is actually still talking about I think the heart space in both of these, because the fourth chakra is the heart chakra, but then this one we have first chakra, Archangel Michael. So as I said, I feel like there's different areas, so I will just give you each of them. So for some of you, you're going to be seeing some clarity this week when it comes to a connection in your life. So if you have already been feeling a bit iffy about a connection in your life, you're going to be seeing more clarity internally, emotionally. I'm not trying to say that there's going to be news popping up. This is you. This is internal clarity that you'll be experiencing this week regarding a connection you have with someone, any kind of connection. Then the rest of you, we have the two different angels here. Some of you are going to be having clarity about what to do with your own healing of your heart space. So we kind of went over that already. And then the final group of you, first chakra, Archangel Michael, what... I need a hint for that one. So quite honestly, they're not giving me a message here. So let me see. What's the third category here? Okay. Oh, whoa. Okay. So what they're saying is this has to do, as you can see with these three, all of these, actually all three of them. Wow. This has to do with getting clarity with the blindfold has been coming off with something specifically that has been blocking you, restricting you, or keeping you feeling bound in some way, bound or blocked in some way. Okay. I'm just not sure how this message fit in, but it could be that maybe your guardians or your guides are going to be protecting you extra. Or maybe some of you are just going to be, I don't know if it's just that you're going to be creating a peaceful sort of a vibe for yourself and like just appreciating just the present moment and maybe shifting your perspective. It's a little hard to say, but regardless, we're all here in this group in this week. You're going to be, the blindfold will be coming off in some way. Whoa, okay. Any final message of self for this group? Yeah, and then we have another chain here, and then the mask thing. Really similar here. There's a lot of revealing happening this week, and it is going to be intense, I feel. Any advice? Just try to stay as balanced, calm, and grounded and peaceful as you can. Not easy to do. So you have a lot of angels here, a lot of help. So part of that advice is to work with them more than you usually do. And if you have never worked with your guides or angels, now is the time to start, is what they're saying. Other than that, there's not much else to do in terms of taking action. This is an internal shift, as I said. So just really take it one step at a time. And then let's see how the outer world might connect. So Spirit, now I'm moving forward into just this week. What energies are coming towards group number 3 in their outer world now? Is there like an event, a conversation, something? So, Knight of Swords, the Devil. Oh my gosh, what's happening here? The only thing I'm not sure of is the direction. Either this is some of this energy coming towards you, or you're going away from it. So if you've already been stuck in a very difficult, negative, even toxic situation that makes you anxious every day, this week you're going to be doing everything possible to get away from that energy. It might feel like, okay, they're running. I mean, that's okay. We can do that if you need to, because that's what I'm seeing is needed. You must get far away from this energy if it's toxic and harmful. Okay. And I'm not telling you what to do, just obviously if that fits with your judgment and intuition, but to me it kind of just obviously, I mean, it seemed obvious. What about for the rest? Is that for everyone here? How can they prepare for this? I mean, for some of you, I wonder if it's literally having to do with either your job or financial area of life. If it's not that, I mean, it could be physically in some way. And then here with the King of Pentacles, this could be relating to a specific person, maybe. Is that the case? Let's see. These get really confusing for me because I'm looking into multiple things at once. Okay, so we have the Magician, the Five of Cups. You know, either way, just I'm looking at the general themes of the outer world for you this week. I'm still feeling the same thing. I feel like no matter how we look at it, you're going to be moving away from some negative energy. And it is not going to be easy, but it will definitely be, 1, necessary, and 2, worth it when the moment you have the clarity, the moment you have a breath of air away from whatever was keeping you restricted, you're going to see immediately that it was worth it. What else do we know about this situation, please? I'm feeling confusion. I'm seeing a ton of confusion And I'm also seeing that there either was one other person or multiple people that added to this confusion, probably resulting in either chaos or conflict. I would guess that one piece of advice is to separate yourself for a moment from all of the noise so that you can actually have a clear picture of what you'd like to do. There is this conflicted energy all over the place. And I'm not usually a clairaudient type of reader, but they just blasted me with like, it was like a cacophony of sound. And it reminded me of like, I haven't even been in an environment like this in a very long time, but it reminded me of like an incredibly noisy and crowded cafeteria setting where it's just everything's so loud because of the acoustics. That's kind of what I heard. It was just overwhelming, and it just blasted my I guess psychic ear or whatever. Yes. So I would recommend to get to someplace quiet. Okay, internally and externally. Remove yourself, maybe. I mean, there's no better place to do it than nature if possible, but at least to just have some space and some time, even if it's just very brief. I understand some people can't always do that. I think you need the space, okay? Because no wonder I was confused, because it was just so much. So whether this is work, home, personal life, like wherever you happen to be, this is like your happy place right here with the Queen of Cups. This is where you're kind of just trying to relax and sit for a second. Now, I'm also feeling that your psychic abilities, or just the noise pollution and whatnot around you this week, it's hitting you harder than usual. I feel like you are highly sensitive to energy. So what is the advice? What is the outcome? The advice, I'm feeling like, okay, this is really taking an interesting turn. So this is all going to depend on what you're dealing with, but here's the outcome. I'll show you just first the outcome. Here is, away from all of this nonsense, whatever the heck all of this is, you're coming out clean on the other side with at least one harmonious and warm connection with someone. I don't know who this is at all. And you're getting a wish fulfilled, or there's peace and tranquility as a result. And there's also clarity, clear communication, clarity of the situation, of what to do ahead. So this is a really good outcome. I don't know how you got there exactly, but all you had to do was quiet the noise, separate yourself for a moment. And then this kind of happened, I have to say, a little naturally. It kind of just happened automatically. I didn't see you taking a step to get to this. I think it just, the moment you stepped away from this, it just happened on its own. It's almost like it fell into place. It's like the energy just fell into place because you approached it. You know, you were the action, like your energy. It almost like formed around you, if you will. So in that way, I guess you can kind of relax, because this is going to happen regardless. Very good outcome here. Can we know who's in the Six of Cups? Maybe they won't tell us, but let's see. Judgment card. Definitely something really faded. Whoa. I mean, this is a complete turnaround. Look at these cards. The 10 of Pentacles and then the Ace of Cups. Clearly, this is a very blessed outcome that I did not expect based off of this half of things, okay? So I'm really happy for you that somehow you are seeing this outcome. So this, I can't even say if it's by the end of this week, but it's just showing that whenever it is that you step away from this, is what they're saying, okay? So that's this piece, okay? So this is going to be divinely guided. The warm, harmonious connection is there. Could be a friendship, could be any kind of, spiritual connection. And then we have pure and genuine love or heart space energy shared. The one thing I want to mention is that this is not clear if this Six of Cups person is actually someone from this half of things. I actually think it may not be, but it kind of, like I said, it kind of just depends. Let's get a final message, because I can't take it further than that. This was really intense. Like, any final message from this side of things? That was really confusing. Like, that usually doesn't happen, but my God, it was like all over the place. universal wisdom. Okay, nice. The universe is full of wisdom. Seek its guidance. So when you do step away from this, and that is up to you in terms of the timing, they're asking you, hey, if you can literally look to the stars or the sky or nature, or maybe through prayer or meditating or something like that, you're going to be just fine. And all of the noise is going to quiet pretty soon after that. And then you'll see the results is like maybe this different path you're taking entirely. I sincerely recommend for you guys, if if this resonates in any small way, to maybe watch any of my other pick a cards that can act as a follow-up to this reading. So whether it's something, again, with career or with a particular person you're dealing with, you may want to check out that, because this was really involved and for me confusing. So maybe if you want to clarify in the comments, I'd be happy to see what's going on. But I think I'll just leave it there. My head. Okay. Thank you guys so much. And if you want a personal reading, the info is below. Feel free to engage with the video as well so it can reach more people. But thank you in advance. Okay, so sending you blessings and good luck with everything. I will see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye. Hey guys, this is the reading for those of you who chose group number 4, which is the black tourmaline. So first, let's take a look at your energy, how you'll be doing. Spirit, this reading is for group 4, please and thank you. And just the energy of self. Do you have a starting message for just this week for group 4? So I did notice the other card tried to flip was this one. It's really similar. So we have here the garden and the gate. Okay. So group 4, I think for you guys this week, I don't know if you already know what this is about, but it just feels to me like this week you're going to be thinking really hard about either how to free yourself from something, or the fact that you're not free currently in some either situation or, you know, mindset. It really just kind of depends, but this is going to be the central focus of your thoughts this week, and you might even be ready to take action towards this, but it just depends on where you are with that, because you can see that you're behind the gate. There's the key around the neck, but there is a lot of doubts and wondering and hesitation going on here in this card. Okay, but again, like if you've already been thinking about this for a while, this week may be different for you guys, because you're going to be thinking about solutions or action steps. So that's how it differs. Okay, what else, please? Yeah, broken heart. So for you specifically, this broken heart card shows us, I think, the impact of this restriction, of feeling blocked, of feeling like you are locked in a cage or something like that. So it is directly producing these feelings of the broken heart, which is a heaviness, which is sorrow, grief, stress, obviously nothing good really. I'm feeling hopefulness. That word might have surprised some of you, but I do feel like there's a growing hope or hopefulness within your heart space, either this week or at least coming soon. A lot of you are still asking yourself, am I powerful enough to make a change? Am I strong enough to move forward? Like, there's a lot of contemplation going on this week. And I find it a little, I guess, ironic, because you already know the answers to these questions, but I don't know, I guess sometimes it does take more convincing. I don't know what is exactly the reason, you know, but but yeah, let's see what else. So some of you, this could be a literal card where there is a financial concern in terms of taking actions. That is perfectly understandable. Others of you, if it's not finances, then it could be any other kind of thing that you feel like is missing or that creates a struggle for you in terms of moving on and forward. But all I can tell you is what I always pretty much say is that, like, if something is meant for you within your soul and your soul's path, it's gonna happen. Your guides or the universe or whatever force, they're going to find a way. They're going to create a way. And I'm not just saying that because that's my opinion. I've seen it happen all over the place, not just to myself, but I've seen it happen, because that's just what happens. Like, energy is very mysterious. These are what we would call miracles, you know? Like, if something is right and it's meant to happen, it's gonna happen, you know? Like, the 3D world is not as powerful as the 5D. So yeah, I just hope that you guys can claim that energy. I mean, case in point, door to personal healing and happiness. I mean, that was perfect confirmation. Absolutely perfect confirmation. Look at the contrast here. See? It's like one has the empty cobwebs, you know, the empty shelves with the cobwebs and nothing in it. And then the one on the right, I mean, you have everything that you need. Geez, that was really beautiful. Really beautiful confirmation there. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I hope that you can be convinced by anybody, by yourself, and just have that faith, but I know it's not so easy. Anything else for this? I'll take these two. So we have rest and rejuvenation. I do feel like you will be taking time to meditate this week specifically. Maybe, you know, maybe not exactly just sitting and breathing, but, you know, any kind of meditating at all. Just, it could be reading, it could be journal writing, it could be taking a walk in a park or something. And then, my friends, you're going to start your journey, okay? So, I almost don't know what to say to this card, journey. Okay? Again, like card 1, this depends on where you are in your path. Because if you've already been thinking about things for a while and you already knew that you were close to taking action, you could be taking action towards your journey as soon as this week. Meaning hey, you might literally be packing bags, right? But if you feel like you're not quite there yet, it's still the same thing. You're maneuvering, sort of just gearing up and preparing yourself for that journey whenever it is that you're ready. Because I feel like everyone has to be ready. This was not, of course, meant to rush you or, you know, expect anything of you. This is just showing you that you already were at that place mentally and spiritually. So I'm going to leave these here for a second because I want to see how your outer world energy connects with this, and I don't want to forget any of these cards. Spirit, now I'm moving forward into just this week. Please, what energies are coming towards them in their outer world specifically? Oh my God, that's crazy. That's actually crazy. So we have Ace of Pentacles, okay? So whether this is a literal job offer or an offering of help or just some positive offering at all, that should be coming in this week. I'm tempted to say, as I always say, because I'm an overthinker, that it may depend on your energy. But it may not necessarily either. So let's see, is there a way to make that happen for sure? Like to invite that energy in. The only advice we're seeing is to believe it. So this is the miracle energy. Not to suggest it's going to be a miracle, like, because it could just be, you know, your efforts. But that is the divine energy. Okay, this is wish fulfillment, and this is alignment. Again, with your soul and the higher path. The only advice is here, again, try not to fall into the depths of fear. I can't really think of much else that would restrain you. Okay, what else is coming in their outer world this week? Well, you know, with the 9 of Wands, this just shows that you're going to be that tired and exhausted and worn mentally, physically, spiritually, that you have to meditate and recharge your battery. So maybe it's kind of a good thing because you're going to be like, okay, you know what? I finally have to do this for myself. And it's probably going to be different from your normal routine of however else you might have done it. So it's going to be a cue for you to do this. I do feel like it is towards the end of the week-ish, okay? Judgment card, I don't know if this would be outer world energy because to me it always feels like a spiritual kind of a sign card. So I do feel like by Friday or so, yeah, towards the end of the week, you are going to be receiving a sign from your guides, the synchronicities. of something basically that is ready to come to an end, and possibly then a new beginning. So yeah, I kind of feel like Friday for most of you, like a good 90% of you, you're going to be receiving some sort of an important sign from your guides, maybe even your higher self. It could be with something physical in your environment that you see that's out of the ordinary, but if you're more of like a clairvoyant or clairaudient person, then it could be through that directly too, just like a psychic download or something like that. Or maybe a dream, of course, a classic dream. Anything else in their outer world? Let's see, what's that? There could be someone in your outer world that is struggling with something. This Queen of Pentacles, someone who perhaps, I don't know if... I mean, this depends on how you know this person, but it does seem like there is going to be some sort of internal struggle that they're dealing with. Maybe someone is really just trying to focus on their happiness after a certain point. Someone here is definitely tired of staying in the same spot, because I feel like this person just wasn't getting up out of the seat, the throne, for like a while, and kind of feeling stuck or limited in some way. But someone is going to be certainly going after their happiness, or at least there's brighter energy that is going to inevitably be coming through. Breath of fresh air energy there. So, I mean, in terms of like advice, I feel like, again, it depends, because if you're walking the same path as this person, or it's a little unclear if you're going to be continuing on the same path or stepping away from each other. I really don't even know who this is, because it's going to be different for everybody. But all I'm really seeing at the end of this is that this is, whatever you do choose to do, that this is going to be in a loving and harmonious way. I feel like that's the only way. But I feel like you and this person, but speaking on your part here, I do feel like just at the end of everything, you are going to be following your light, okay? Your light, your truth, your power. I mean, that's the only advice that I can really give for that, okay? You're going to be doing what's right. I mean, that's the only way they'll put that. You're going to be doing what's right. Do we have any final messages of advice, guidance for group 4 about anything? We have here acceptance and abundance, okay? So the abundance we saw a bunch of times. They may be asking you to accept the gifts that are coming towards you. It says here, accept others and yourself. Welcome new opportunities. Abundance comes from inner fulfillment and outer effort, okay? So lots of energy work that you'll be doing consciously and unconsciously this week to essentially align everything that we see here today. Final card is rebirth. Yes, that is you, rebirth, okay? So that's, remember, this was about something coming to an end, and think of how this ending and this new beginning is going to affect you. And now we see that, okay? Rebirth card says every end is a new beginning. It's literally exactly what we just saw. Whew, very powerful, okay? So group 4, I will leave it there. Extremely intense, right? Powerful messages. The other groups too, it's like just everybody is on that cusp of some kind of rebirth, and I don't even know if it's awakening or ascension, or I don't have the words, but it's powerful. Okay, so thank you so much, group 4. If you'd like a personal reading, the link is below. You can check out any of my other pick a cards, as maybe leave it a follow-up, and feel free to engage with the video so that you can help the channel grow. I thank you in advance. Okay, so sending you blessings, good luck with everything, and I will see you next time. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.